Well, hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Unlocked Show. My name's Tracy Wilson, and on this rather gloomy day outside here on the Gold Coast of Australia, I am pleased to be here with you. Today's show, now, we're going to be talking about how to make a living, or can you actually make a living from creating your own live stream show? And I want to cover off, there's a really big question that I get asked a lot. How can you do that? How can you actually make a living from doing a show if I don't have a big audience? I'm starting out, I'm brand new, I don't have an audience. Is it actually possible? Can I make that happen? And how the heck do I do it? So stay tuned, because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about on today's show. Interactive as per normal. So if you want to speak to me, you got questions, the way that you do that is you're just going to comment into the comments section down below if you're watching on Facebook. If you are watching on YouTube, again, you're just going to post in the comment section there. And if you're listening on the podcast right now, well, head on over to Tracy M. Wilson and shoot me an email, and I will actually answer some questions for you. So let's get into this. So the first question, one of the things that I know to be true is that when you can get to a point where you feel confident and comfortable in getting your message out there, this funny thing happens. Your income goes up. Now, when I say that, it might sound a bit radical. It might sound like, well, how do you actually, what are all the components that make all of this up, Trace? Well, there's several different components, and I'm going to talk about a bunch of these in today's show. And then I'm also going to share with you how you can get more information about how you can learn more about how to create your own show. So first, I want to address, there are a bunch of people that are going to be watching the show now or watching the replay. And if you're watching the replay, I want you to type #replay. We are moving into a brand new year. This time of the year, people are winding up, but I can assure you, as you get Christmas out of the road, you've spent time with friends and family. During that time, we usually start to get into contemplation mode, and we're contemplating what shall we do in the new year. And I would go as far as saying there are a bunch of you watching me right now wishing that you could actually get your message out to a much wider audience. You are wishing that you could increase, or you're hoping that in 2021 is going to bring some more abundance. It's going to bring, some more money to your bank account. It's going to make life easier. And hopefully all of this pandemic nonsense will go away. Obviously, we have control over some of the things that we can do, and we can't always control the pandemic. So, we've got to work with the cards that we're dealt with right now. So moving into 2021, we have a huge opportunity. And the opportunity is that now is the time for experts to stand up. Now, what I also know, what I've come to learn, is that there are a bunch of experts. There's a whole lot of people that are in the influencer space that may not necessarily, you've probably sat back and you've been looking at all these people, because I know this is how it works. My students tell me so, that they're scrolling through Facebook, looking on Instagram, comparing themselves to other people, and often saying, do you know what? Man, my knowledge, my expertise is better than that person. I feel like I've got more, but yet they are earning more than I am. There's a fundamental difference with what it is that they are doing in comparison to you. So in terms of making any kind of comparison, this is really the only one that you need to make. The only thing you need to understand is that they have built themselves what we call the ACE method: authority. They've also built themselves connection, and they've then built themselves exposure. So over time, they have built that up. So I want to make sure that in 2021, that if you are one of those people, that you have an opportunity, you understand the big sort of gaping opportunity that sits in the marketplace right now, which is for you, the current unknown expert, to actually step up and have your message, your offers, your information heard to help a lot of other people around the world. That is one big, fat, fundamental difference. And they are not doing anything that is extremely radical as such. What they have got is they've got a system, they've got a process, and they cover those three things, the ACE method, right? So you need to understand that that's what you need to do in 2021. That is part of making a show such as this profitable and enabling you to actually monetize what you do on your show. The next thing that you need to understand is that through monetization of your show, there are several different ways you can do it. In fact, there are lots. Inside of a brand new program that we've just launched, and I'll tell you more about this in a moment, I talk about 3 really easy ways to monetize your show. And when you learn these, you'll go, oh my God, that was so simple. I didn't even, recognize that was an opportunity for me. So I teach 3 of the really big ones, but inside of there, I also give you about 15 other bonus opportunities that sit inside creating your own show. So what does creating your own show enable you to do? Like the ACE method covers, it allows you to build authority. It allows you to create influence. It allows you to connect your message. These are the things that you need to do. Connect the message that you're talking about in your show to the audience that you are speaking to. So in terms of this whole monetization thing, and you're probably thinking, wow, the stuff that helps you to monetize your show is actually the stuff that most people do not focus on. Most people go, hey, do you know what? I need to start my own show. So what sort of platform should I go and find and create that on? And that's the easiest, that's the least of the questions that you should be asking yourself. So if you are thinking about creating your show right now and you are just going down the path of, let me just find a live streaming platform that will help me do that, you are actually going down the wrong path. Why are you going down the wrong path? Because creating a show with, they call a hook, a story that's connected to your offer, those are the most important things. And actually creating the plan that goes with it so that when you do your show, every time you do your show, your message is connected to your offer. Your message is connected to your audience. Your message is connected to your vision. When you do that, you will be able to monetize your show without even selling. Most of what will happen as far as monetization of your show does not happen. This is also another misconception. Most people think that it comes off of selling stuff on the show, selling and doing webinars and, creating a big stack of all the wonderful things that they can get by working with you. It's not that. It doesn't start there. Most of what happens in terms of monetizing your show happens in the green room. All right. So I'm going to give you some tips here. It happens in the green room. What's the green room? It's the room you meet in before and after your show. So there are certain things that you want to be talking about in the green room that you need to understand. That, my friends, is where we make a lot of partnerships get built there. A lot of one-on-one coaching happens in that green room. We end up with people joining our programs, so on and so forth. So like I said, the myth is that when I create a show, I've got to create a show that actually sells. You do not. You do not, and you most definitely do not want to do that, by the way. There will be times throughout your show where you might have a new product that you are bringing to the market that you want to share with everybody. And of course, you are going to share with them everything that you are going to provide to them, whether they're working with you one-on-one, your brand new product, if it's a physical product, or if it's an online program, you're going to share all of that. But the vast majority of the big ticket dollars that get made actually happen off screen. So just be aware of that, because that is a big misconception. So what does that mean for you? Does that mean that you need to be, here's another thing. Most people think to be a show host, I've got to be able to be a really good presenter. I've got to be able to sell stuff. I've got to, have a product that I'm going to sell and all of that. Not true. And the reason that is not true is because, like I said, a lot of this stuff happens behind the scene. It happens off camera. It happens in the green room, in the side chat, building relationships with people. When you can master that little engine room that is happening behind the scenes is actually fueling everything else that's going on in your business. The other thing I'm going to give you a number of secrets in this. So the other is that you need to make sure that you're very clear about what it is that you do. So when you're doing your show, you want to make sure that your messaging and that the audience that you are speaking to, you are really, really crystal clear on who they are. We talk about this in the sense of understanding who your struggling avatar is, because That is somebody out there who wants what it is that you've got. You need to understand them intimately. What are the frustrations that they're going through? What are the challenges that they have? What have they tried in the past? What are they trying now? What do they like? What don't they like? All of these things are things that we need to understand, because when you understand who that struggling avatar is, it makes your messaging and the creation of your show topics and the selection of your show guests really easy. All right. So that's another little tip for you. You're going to get very, very crystal clear. So it's the struggling avatar. And then also you're thinking about, where am I taking these people to? What does my avatar, what does my person that I'm going to be talking to on my show, working with in my programs, buying my products, what do they look like, or what is their experience? What does it feel like to them? What does it sound like to them? What experience do they have? What does life look like for them after they have experienced your show, your product, and your service? So it's understanding the struggling avatar, and then understanding, where is it that I'm taking that person to? When you can do that and you can clearly articulate to your audience the people that you need to speak to, that need to hear your message, then you resonate with them. They understand, yeah, that's me. I'm that struggling avatar. I can connect with that person. I can connect with that struggling avatar, and I can also connect with the vision of where you're going to take me. I can connect with that. When you can do that, it becomes really simple in terms of you building out your product, your service, or a way in which you can help them. Why does that become really simple? Because you just have to build a bridge. The bridges becomes the product, the service, the coaching, the mentorship, whatever it is that you're going to give them. It's the bridge that connects, that takes them from that struggling avatar up to the avatar that's winning, the person that's got the thing that they came to you for. The reason that people are watching this show, my show's called Unlocked with Tracy Wilson. I talk a lot about business, family, and life. Why do I do that? Because because all three of those things come together. If I can get you to be happy and content and thriving in all three areas of your life, then all three areas of of your life are going to thrive. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly trying to, spin plates in three different areas. You don't want to do that. You want to have harmony. You want to have things being in flow. So my show is very much about that. And it's about helping people unlock the messages and the thoughts, the expertise from within, allowing them to unleash that so that they can speak their message, they can share their message with the people that needs to be shared with, they can make a great living from it, and they can live the best life they possibly can with nothing holding them back. So when you get very clear about what your show's about, like I said, it becomes really simple to be able to come up with the content that goes in the show, and then potentially what sort of online program you can create. So here's another way that you can create the monetize your show. So out of your show, when you get very clear on that bridge, so who my struggling avatar is, where I'm taking them to, now I can actually create a product that enables people to get on the bridge and walk across that bridge really easily, because all of the platform and the pavers are laid out in front of them, and it takes them from that struggling avatar right the way up to the result that they are looking for. That bridge is also a monetization piece. So you monetize the bridge, okay? And that becomes your online program. It also becomes an extremely valuable asset. Why does it become an extremely valuable asset? Because if you think about it now, you've created like the water flow that's flowing, in the bridge, and you've also created the bridge that goes over the top of that water that enables people to go from one side to the other. And you've created that asset, which is the bridge, which people can walk over time after time after time after time. It takes multiple people at various different times across that bridge from being that struggling avatar, from being that person who's struggling, the unknown expert in my world, to being a sought after thought leader, authority, and an influencer. That's one of the programs that Vicky Helm and I do. We actually take people from that built the bridge, and we now take them to this, which is building their own show, which can be monetized, where they're building influence, they're building authority in a very, very natural way. And all whilst doing that, building their confidence, transforming their inner self, so that when they look back at day one, compared to what they finish our program in 6 weeks' time, they are a very different person in terms of the way in which they feel inside, the ability to be able to connect with an audience, to speak confidently. So all of those things are things that we actually help people with. So as you can see, in terms of monetizing a show, is it possible? Absolutely. And I've just demonstrated to you a number of different ways that is done, and they are being done on the constant. The next question that I haven't answered yet is, Trace, but can you do that even if you don't have a big audience? The answer is yes. So you start, our philosophy is that you need to start with one. You start changing the life of one person at a time. You start with intention, you change one person's life, and before you know it, another person starts watching your show, another person starts watching your show, somebody else refers someone else, and so on and so forth. So this is very much, doesn't matter if you've got nobody. You're an expert, you're doing a lot of stuff offline. Nobody knows you online. You can start from ground zero, just like a client of ours did a couple of weeks ago, where she started her brand new show, had never done a Facebook Live before in her life. And after 2 shows, she was telling us that she was getting phone calls from all over the world from people asking her, could they be on her show? Could she be on their show? And how could they work with her? And what was it that she was actually doing? Because they loved the way in which she was sharing her message. So if you want that, I want to share with you now where you can get more of this information. So right now we've just opened up a brand new program, and I'm going to tell you that we've got a new lot of students in there right now. The other day we asked them to do we have a mission that we asked them to complete. When they completed this mission, it brought me to tears to watch them get on, complete their mission. So we give a very specific thing that we want them to do, because we want to understand where they're at right now. And when we understand where they're at right now, we can help them move from that, that person who is feeling like they're a little bit, like some of them shared with us that they felt like they had imposter syndrome. They feel like they're not good enough. They feel like they've, they don't have enough knowledge yet, because they're looking at all of their peers around them. They are comparing themselves to others. They're fearful of judgment. So if that's you, if you feel that way, and that's the reason that you are not sharing your message right now, I'm going to tell you that you have no excuse, because right now Vicky and I have a program where we're helping people overcome all of that. So you get to the end of the 6 weeks with us and you are confident. You can jump on a live show just like this, and you'll be able to speak as confidently without even thinking about what it is that you are going to preparing too much. The amount of preparation that you will need will be very, very minimal. Why? Because we teach you how to tap into the skills, the knowledge, and the expertise that you have now that are already inside you. You do not need to learn new stuff. It's already in there. We just teach you how to bring it out, how to share that message in a compelling way that connects with your audience, that gives the right sort of message, talking to the right people at the right time, and then also connects to any offer that you have. So whether that be a physical product, a local business, a online business, whatever that is, a live show can work for you. And now is your time to make your move. So let me tell you now, I just want to, some of you might have some questions. Feel free to type them into the chat box for me. Some of them are, some people are sending me through some stuff saying, yes, build a bridge from where they are now to where they want to go. And I need to tell you where you can get more information about this program. So I've alluded to a program. It is called the Influence and Authority Method, and it does what it states. We help you create your influence and your authority by building your own live show, connecting that with your message, connecting it with your offer so that you can make a really good living. So if that's something that you want to do, and you want to do it early on in 2021, The doors are now open and you need to go and get registered because the train has started leaving the station and we are working with people now, and now is an opportunity for you to get in. So if you want to check that out, I will put up, let me just find my little banner that tells you where you can go. Here we go. So I'll just pop this on the screen at the bottom. So you can actually go to influenceandauthority.com. Just go to influenceandauthority.com. You don't need to worry about the /sales page. Just influenceandauthority.com and go and have a look at that program. And if it's a good fit for you, we are looking for a specific type of person, somebody who is an expert at what they do. So if you think you've got some really good things to say, some really good knowledge that you want to share, you are ready to share that with a much wider audience, but you're not sure how to do it. You might even be a little bit scared, afraid, fearful of going live. So that's exactly who this program is built for. And if you want to learn how to do it, monetize your show and create all of your social media content in about 2 hours a week, then the Influence and Authority program will be good for you. If you don't feel you're ready for it, if you are not somebody who is an expert, don't consider yourself to be an expert. If you're not a sharer and you're not somebody who is willing to be part of a community and a team, then please do not apply, because that's the community is very supportive and very giving, and we want to make sure that we get the right sort of people in there. So anyway, if you're interested in that at all, head on over to influenceandauthority.com. So I hope I've shared with you today the reasons why and how, and how you can monetize a live show, how simple it is when you follow a process, which we've got. Then you will be able to create your own live show in 2021. And like I said, it is not just about give me a live streaming platform and let me go for it. If you do that, you're going to be kind of like meandering along a path, not really getting to any real destination. And you'll be looking back 400 shows later and wondering why you haven't been able to monetize what you're doing. So if you want to do that and you just want to share your message without really monetizing it, you can absolutely just go today, go and buy yourself get yourself a live streaming platform and go for it. But if that's not what you want to do, you want longevity, you want to be somebody who's here for the long term, that's actually able to monetize their show, then influenceandauthority.com is where you need to go. So that being said, it's been a flaming awesome week because we've had the new students inside of the program. My heart is filled with, joy watching them inside of there, seeing them. I'm super excited about, what it is that they're going to achieve. I can't wait to see all of these shows go live. And I'm hoping that if you are not yet inside of the group, that you'll join them and you'll also have your show going live, because my friends, this is how we start changing the world, just one show at a time. So I'm going to leave you guys with that today. I hope I have given you enough reasons to start sharing your message in 2021. And if I haven't, you need to listen to more of my shows. And I'm sure by the time you've listened to 3 or 4 of them, you're going to be like, about time I started sharing my message. So I want you to. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to spend some time. It's my granddaughter's birthday. She'll be 8 years old on Saturday. Can't believe how fast that time has gone. So I'm going to spend some time with family, and I will be back again next week for another episode of the Unlocked Show. Wednesday at 10 a.m. is my time that I go live, and then also Friday. Friday will be my last show for the Unlocked show for this year and this season, and I'll be back again in January of next year. So have a wonderful day, and as I always say, go out, live your life unlocked, and do not hold back, because life is far too short. So go for it. Share your message with the world, because there are people out there who need to hear it. Have a great day, guys. Bye for now.